All right, what's going on, everybody? So I thought I'd quickly encourage some of you guys. I was recently talking to some folks that I was catching up with, and as I was, talking to people, they don't know what had occurred between the last time I talked to them and that time for which I gave them the update. Now, this goes with any sort of relationship. It might be as close as somebody that's near you, your family, your wife, whoever it is. You don't see somebody for an entire day and then you have to catch them up on their whole day. You may not see somebody for an entire year, an entire season. It might be a friend you have who is out of town, whatever it is. There's always gonna be these gaps that people have in knowing your story, in knowing your circumstance. And it's only as good as how much you tell them, how descriptive you are, how much detail you give, and how much empathy they have, how open they are, and how much experience or awareness they have in the circumstance or situation. If it's completely new to them, if it's completely foreign to them, they're not going to be able to really grasp your context, your understanding, your position, your background, whatever it is, in knowing the story that you have. And it's as good as the way sometimes you even tell it, describing your emotion, your feeling, all of the things that are associated behind the story that you are trying to tell, especially as it relates to how you're thinking, how you're feeling, your position on something, your stance on something, all the different factors that you experience tangibly around you. And the problem with that is that no matter how good your friend is, no matter how good your friend is as a listener, no matter how intelligent they are, no matter how smart they are, no matter if they even were with you for the majority of the trip and seeing it, and even if you recorded the footage, right, and you have them see it from your perspective and how you recorded it, even if they saw that, they don't have the full story. They don't know how you felt. They don't know what the other person may have felt. They don't understand the tension that may have existed. They don't understand the buildup, the risk, the reward, all these different things behind the scenes that contribute to the comprehensiveness of that story. And the reason I bring that up is because no matter who the person is, it could be your best friend, it could be your wife, it could be any number of people, smart people, experienced people, older people, wise people, holy people, all these different types of people, but yet they pale in comparison to how God knows you, how deep, how wide God knows you. God knows your circumstance. He knows your situation. He empathizes with you. He understands and sympathizes with you. He knows your emotions, your thoughts. He knows everybody else's thoughts and emotions, all the different little nuances, all the different details. And so if you're sitting there fretting, man, I'm alone, man, this person doesn't understand me, man, this person is in and out of my life for a season, for a time, man, they don't see all the things end to end, man, I wish I could just explain everything for hours and hours on end, but I don't have that kind of time. I wish I was a better storyteller. I wish I could do this way or that way. I wish I would have taken some video evidence, whatever it is that you want to do to get them to empathize, to understand, to get you on the same page. It pales in comparison because God, when he sees your full story, when he knows what you're going through, when he sees the depths of who you are and everything that's happening before, in the future, the cause and effect, all the different downstream implications that happen, he knows you in detail. So you don't have to fret. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be lonely. You don't have to feel like you're isolated. You don't have to feel like no one's going to ever get you. You don't have to have any of these reactions and emotional negative responses for which it'll get you down. It'll get you anxious, depressed, whatever it is, because God sees your whole story. And that's all that matters. No matter what you do, as smart, as holy, as wise as somebody might be in trying to understand you, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to the way that God sees you. And that's all that matters. And so you don't have to worry all the time about how to explain yourself, how to do all these different things. As long as you're checking in with God, as long as you're right in the eyes of God, that's all that matters. So to many of you who are struggling because you feel like you're isolated, you feel like you're alone, and all these different things, that you have this gap and this distance, you don't have to worry about that. Just let it go and allow God to fully embrace you, to comfort you, to give you that peace, to fulfill you, to make you whole, to allow you to understand, to be holistic. Because That's all that matters in this time. And so, as much as people will just come in and out of your life and see a snapshot, a little picture, a little story, and as hard as they try, even they're never gonna get to where God is. And so that's all that matters, guys. And so in this time, guys, because you have a certain view, you have a certain leaning, you have a story you need to tell, you're trying to explain what God showed you, you're trying to explain your calling for life, you're trying to explain that you have to go to Bible camp and go to this school and that school, you have to explain that I want to be a pastor, I want to be a minister, and nobody understands what it is. You experienced a miracle, you experienced some kind of a healing, you experienced something supernatural, but nobody else understands it. But God sees that. That's all that matters, guys. And so I want to encourage some people, guys, let it go and allow God to see you fully for who you are, because He will guide you, He will reward you, He will accordingly use that circumstance to your benefit and to give glory to Him, guys. So just want to encourage some of you guys. Love you guys. God bless you. Talk to you guys very soon.